Hey everyone, it's Bobbie. I finally have my tutorial ready for the Georgia Blue album. And this is the one I recreated to do the tutorial on. So you will find this is the same as for this project that I already posted a walkthrough on. This is the Georgia Blue. Make sure I'm in frame, yes. And I used Authentique's Frontier for this one. And on the front I have stickers that I backed on cardstock. And then on the sides I have some of this paper. This is from a different paper line that I had. And I just thought it worked perfect on the back. And here's the other side. So I've kind of got it pulled too tight with my ribbon. So I just used some ribbon that I had in my stash. And this is the first pull out here. It opens like this. And then I have a tuck spot here, and actually a pocket. I don't have anything in this one yet. I let these die cuts kind of hang over. I just thought they looked cool like that. I didn't want to cut them down and lose part of them, and I like the layered idea. So there's room in here for, and here's one small one I have. You can see it goes all the way down in. And then this pulls out, and you have two photo mats here with some of the little stamps. And then on the back side I used the, what do they call that, barbed wire paper. I thought that was so pretty. But that is your front piece. And that's where it slid into. So then we open it, and we have this pull out in here. And I have three of the little die cuts that are like journaling spots. They're so cute. They have the torn edge like on a notebook. And I just punched out the three different colors and put them on this belly band, but you can put photos up here if you want. And then on the inside I have some more of those little dies and two of the stickers from the other collection that I used, and I just used the Artisan Kraft and Cream colored cardstock. And then on the back there's another photo mat. So that goes on this inside pocket. And on the pocket I have a photo mat, and there's this won't go in. I think this is too big, but you can see it's open. You can put a photo in there. And then I have two little tags in here. I made this one, and I first was going to put a paper clip on this. I need to go back and put a piece of brown cardstock to cover that back with. And then just this long one says guts, grits, and lipstick. So those go in the pocket. Then it opens this way, and we actually have a pull out on the right side. I have the cowboy hat. It says howdy, the bluebell Texas state flower. And then I have two little die cuts up here. One says horseshoes, 5 games for 5 cents, and a boot shine, dust free, 2 cents. We haven't seen those kind of prices in a while, have we? It pulls out, and this is a pocket here. And then we've got room for plenty of more dies and photo mats and what have you. And there's another pocket here. This one is not open at the bottom, just in the center. That's the front, or the back of it. And that's the front. So in this pocket you have another photo mat. Then it opens out, and we have this tuck spot here. Let me pull this out. This is a pull out. It's a little bit tight when they're new. They're kind of stiff. I have two photo mats in there. This one says, if you can dream it, you can become it. And this one says, be the change you wish to see in the world. I had a tablet full of these clear stickers, and I just used a couple of them. And then I've got the horseshoe paper on the inside. Have another cut apart in here. This tag says, enjoy the moments that make you smile. Really cute little stickers. And this one says, life isn't about finding yourself, it's about creating yourself. So I'll put these back in here. And then on the back side, oh, that's the front side. The back is just plain. I try to keep the ones that actually slide in the pockets fairly plain so that they don't get caught as you're sliding them in and out. This little pull-out is wanting to get caught on me. The Texas word is catching. So this is just a little fold-out I made. And I had made this Texas die cut, and I didn't have anywhere to put it, so I decided to put it on here because I just had to use it, you know. So it opens up like this, and then down. Plenty of room for more photos in here, and then it opens out like this. So there's lots of space in there, and then it's just plain on the back. And it just slides up under here, and the belly band helps keep it closed. If I can get it past all these layers. There we go. So that is the fourth pull-out. And then we go to the center. And in the center I have a little pocket at the bottom. I hope I'm not getting out of... Try and make sure I stay in frame. And I have two of the little cut-aparts that I backed on artisan cardstock. And in the pocket I have two of the little dies for journaling. This is a little tag. It's just held with a paper clip. It says food, friends, and family. And this is just a trifold. Opens like this. Room for plenty of pictures. And on the back it says, keep your soul clean and your boots dirty. So let's put that one back on here, so I don't lose all my little pieces. And then there's another pull out in here. It says everything is bigger in Texas. And I tell you, the people that live here, they believe that. They take that to heart. It opens up, says together we have it all, and there's a little bandana cut apart and two more photo mats. This one, I had to cut it down to make it fit, and the word all was down here, and I had to cut most of it off, so I took some little alpha stickers and did the word all and put it on a piece of cardstock and stuck it back in there. And then we have a die cut on the back, or a photo mat on the back. Then this little flap was not on the first one. This is something I decided to add as an afterthought. And let me get a tag here. This is a tuck spot here. You can put something in it. And then it lifts up and there's a tuck spot on the back side. Plus you have a photo mat in both places. So I just really love this little album. I guess I could put that in there, couldn't I? I didn't have anywhere to put it. I made that one. Got a glue string from the hot glue on there. And this one also. And I was going to use it, but it is so thick and bulky that it really makes my album kind of, they call alligator mouth. I say it looks like it has a baby bump when they stick out like that. This will go in here. This goes in here. Okay, and then this one goes back in here. And I do want to tell you too, I think I told you in the original one when I did the Georgia Blue that it was an idea that inspired me from, what is her name? Chandra from Super Happy Scrapper. And I had so many responses to do a tutorial, and I didn't feel like it was fair to do a tutorial on her project without her knowledge. Because she had a tutorial of her own, and it was her idea after all. So I sent her a message and told her that I had made the album and posted a video, and that I had quite a few requests to do a tutorial, and I would if it was okay with her. She did give me her blessing. She told me she thought the original album was beautiful, and that she subscribed to my channel, so I thought that was really awesome. So I just wanted to let you all know that I did do it the proper way, and make sure that it was okay with her, and it was just fine. So I hope y'all enjoy the tutorial. If you have any problems or any questions as you make yours, just leave me a message on Facebook or YouTube, either one, and I'll be glad to answer your questions. Alright, thanks a lot for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks, guys. Stay tuned for the tutorial now. It's coming up right next. Hi everyone, it's Bobbie, and today I'm building the folio for the Georgia Blue. Quite a few of you have requested for a tutorial, so that's what we're going to make today. And I've taken my inserts out of the original just so you can see the base of the folio is actually 3 pieces: the left, the center, and the right side. So we're going to put that together first, and you'll have your cut list in the description box. So you want the piece that is 9 by 9, and it is scored at 3/4 of an inch on each side. Then you want the 9 by 5, which is scored at 3/4 of an inch, and that goes here. And then the 9 by 7, also scored at 3/4 of an inch, and that will go on this side. So we want to burnish each of these score lines, and I was going to increase it to a full inch, and it just felt like too much to me, so I decided to go with 3/4, and I'll just have to be careful with my embellishments and not get anything too bulky in it. I tend to get carried away with those. So let's do this one. And I'm using the dark blue artisan cardstock like I used on the first one, but I am going to use a different paper. I found that I do have enough of the Georgia Blue to make this again, but I have another project that I'm working on that I want to save it for, so I'm going to use some red, white, and blue paper that I have. So we're going to open these out, these 2 side panels, and I have 2 pieces of lightweight cardstock that are 5/8 by 8 7/8, and I'm just going to glue those in here just to give it more stability and make these spines stand up straight and not kind of mush over to the side like they sometimes do. And I'm going to run an emery board down here where these little, I think I need to change my blade on my Fiskars. I kind of left little nubbins on there. Okay, so let's glue these in place. This is really an easy folio to make. It looks hard. A lot of things look hard, and they're really not when you get down to it. It's like, oh my gosh, this is so easy. Okay, and we're just going to center this between the score line and the edge and just leave a little margin at the top and the bottom. Oops. About like so. Just make sure you don't go over your score line because you want that to fold. And that'll be fine. And then we want to do the other one. Carried away with my glue there. Make sure it folds for me. Okay, there's that one. Let's burnish this one again. Okay, now we're going to take our centerpiece. This is the small one, goes on the left side. So this is actually going to fit right up under that one, and that will help hide that lightweight chipboard. But it's just to give it more stability and make it stand up nice and straight. So they will go together like that. So let's get some glue on there. stand up there both for get it on my hands. Alright, we're just going to line these up. I want to hide that chipboard. There we go. And bring your bone folder along, it kind of rolls that edge down a little bit. Well, I got carried away with the glue there, didn't I? And just kind of rolls that edge down. Okay, so there's that one, and see, that'll give you a real nice gusset there, or hinge or whatever. Okay, and we'll do the same thing to the other side. Get our glue in there. A little bit of glue along that blue edge so it attaches as well. Okay, so we're going to attach this. That piece. Okay, so it goes like this. So there's the first three pieces. Okay, now you have three pockets that are 3 3/4 by, what did I measure? 3 3/4 by 10, because this is 9. So you have to cut them an inch longer so that we can score 3 sides, because we're going to make pockets. So let's fold and burnish each of those. I've got them scored so we can save some time and not spend all day at this. My daughter's dog throwing a fit. He thinks when she's gone to work that he should be out here with me. And I don't need him underfoot right now. So he's in her room having a fit. So if you hear barking, that's Pepper's mad. And he'll live through it. And there's the second one. And the third one. And then we have another one that is, I think it's 3 1/2, or these are 3 3/4. I'll double check. We have to do the same thing to it because it's a pocket as well. So we might as well catch it while we're here. Let me lay this aside. Let me see. Yes, 3 1/2 by 10. So let's go ahead and just score it, or burnish it. It's already scored. Okay, so on each of these pockets, we're going to miter this top edge on both sides. And then I like to cut all the way across so that I don't have any overlap when I fold this under I don't like these two to touch. That way you don't have added bulk in there. Some people like to fold this down and then glue this to it, but for me it leaves a thickness, a bump in there, and I just don't care for it, so I cut it out. But you can do it however you're comfortable doing it. Take a little bit more off of this side. Okay. Here's that. And we'll cut this one out. And cut this off. Okay, let's make sure these don't. That one's good. And that one's good. Now I always, once I get them trimmed up, then I like to do a dry fit before I actually add any adhesive, because I can't tell you how aggravating it is for you to add the adhesive and then go to place it down and it's too long or too short, or you've messed up somewhere and it's a mess. So here's that one. One more. Get these all trimmed up. Oh, you ready? Okay, I'll be there in a minute. Just plop it down, honey. Thank you. My little grandson just brought me something to eat. What a sweet boy he is. Okay, let's look at that one. They're good. Let's get rid of our trash. Okay, so now we're going to go back to the folio and we're going to go to this right side, the 9x7. And let's, like I said, let's do a dry fit and make sure it's going to match. It's going to go right on this outside edge. And you don't want it to hang over. That looks really good. So let's get some adhesive on it. And if you want a notch in them, now is the time to do it, but I didn't want to. I just wanted to keep this one kind of plain and simple. And this one I've got some red, white, and blue paper that I've been hanging on to for quite a while, and Christina Albin actually had done one with some Texas paper, and she told me where to find it. So I did get the Texas paper, and I'm going to use that as well. See if I can get this matched up without sticking my big head in the camera. Match up this corner first and the edge. Whoops. And bring it down to the bottom and match that up. Looks like I'm over the edge a little bit. Let me match it up this way. I think I can see it better like that. Right there. There we go. I could see it better from underneath. So let's burnish that down. And that's the left side of our folio. Now we're going to open it to the inside. And the second one, make sure this isn't the thin one. It's not. The second one is going to go on the inside of the right side, right here. And that looks like that fits good too. Don't you love it when a plan comes together? Yay. I'm telling you, it's aggravating when you go to put it down. It's like, oh man, what did I do wrong? But we all make a wrong cut or a goof up somewhere. Every now and then. I'd like to say I don't, but I'd be lying, so I'll just save it. Okay. So and we want this one to match top and bottom and be just inside of that score where we put our two pieces together. Just like that. Okay, there's our second pocket. Now, the next one. Goes on the inside of the right here. And that one fits too. So we'll glue that one down. Okay. So let's match up this corner and this seam. Make sure it's still it's a little bit close to the seam. Let me move it just a hair. It was pushing away. And just a little bit of leeway there. Bummer. This one had to be difficult because the others went down so easy. There we go. Okay, and then the last one is 3.5. And it is going to go on the outside left. Let's make sure this matches. Boy, we are lucky today, I'm telling you. Living on the right side of the tracks. Okay, so let me open this out so I can see it better. So we'll match up this bottom corner. And let me check it underneath because that's where, yeah, that one's okay. That's where it was off on the other side. Is the basics for the moment. This goes this way. Let's burnish this again. Oh, that's a little close. I'm going to have to take it out. I was afraid of that. I got it too close. Darn it. I hate that. just too perfect, wasn't it? Okay. So now reburnish that. It'll come loose. I didn't get enough glue on it. Okay. Okay, we'll let that sit for a minute, and I'll be back as soon as I go eat, okay? Thanks, guys. Okay, now we're ready to put our center in here, and I think I'm going to leave it till I'm ready to put my design paper on it, because I don't know what the design paper is going to be just yet. But it will, this is the one that is 8.5 by 3 3/4. And I just scored it on 3 sides just like we did these other pockets. And I'm going to put it right at the center down at the bottom. Now, like I told you, this was inspired by Chandra at Super Happy Scrapper. And on hers, she had a large pocket. I couldn't even think. Large pocket across here and a small one here. And then she reversed it and she had a small and a large. So she didn't have a lot of space left up here. And I just wanted one pocket so I could make inserts. So I'm just going to lay that in there for now. And we'll go ahead and make our inserts that go in these outside, or there's all these pull-outs. We'll make that next. So what we have so far is we have this basic folio, this 1, 2, 3, these parts. And we've added these pockets. This one, this one, this one, and this one. Oh, and this one. But I've made more inserts for the one I'm making now. And the paper I'm going to use is, here, let me show you real quick. I wanted this to be not really Independence Day, but I wanted it to be red, white, and blue, because that is the colors of Texas, and that's where I live. It's not where I'm from, but it's where I live. And I have these stickers. I've used some of them on the perpetual calendar that I made. And I really like these brads that say TX. I have these stickers from Paper House. And there's some really neat ones. Lone Star State, the hat, and the horse. Really cool ones. And then I have these Texas papers. This is a sticker sheet. A lot of it might be too large for my album, but I might be able to work them in somehow. And then I have 2 sheets of this, and I like it for the barnwood. I love the barnwood. So I have that. And then, oh, this is chipboard. I probably won't use these stickers, maybe a few of them, but most of them are strictly 4th of July, and I don't really want it to be a 4th of July album. But there's some neat papers in here, really neat backgrounds, and I could use some of those. And then I have homespun, which I love. There's that barboard that I used on the other one. That bandana paper, that'll make a cute insert. I love this. The one with the boots, the hats, and the horseshoes on it. Really pretty borders in this collection. These are my pieces left from the perpetual calendar. But I wanted to clear it off so you can see the front of the thing. There you go. Really pretty. It's got barnwoods in it. This red barnwood. And this fencing, chicken wire like. And then this, just really pretty papers in there. So I think it'll make a really pretty album. See all of that. And I've got quite a bit of it that I can use, so I can make a decent size album with this. And probably still have some left, truth be known. So anyway, let's make our inserts. So for this one, let me see which one I want first. I want this small one first. This one is the 8 7/8 by 6 3/4. Let me get this out of here. And we're going to put it in with the 6 3/4 at the top. And we're going to score it at 3. And there's no pockets on this one, so that's a real easy one. So we'll set that aside, and that is this little one that goes on the inside left. Then we have this one. This one has pocket on the inside, and I had some inserts in it. This is the one that went on the outside front left, and it goes like this. So we want to put this one is 8 7/8 by 8 3/4, and we're going to put it in with the 8 3/4 at the top. Correct? Yes. Make sure I'm doing it right. And we're going to score it 3 3/4. And then we will fold and burnish this one. Get off the edge of that. And then we have the pocket that goes on this side. I think I actually need to cut it down some. No, it goes this way, sorry. I'm backwards. It goes this way. So your 3 3/4 is on the right side. And we're going to score this. This is the pocket piece, and it is 3.5 by 9 7/8. And we're going to score 3 sides at 1/2. And we're going to do it just like the other. Okay, we're going to miter these corners right across where those two score lines intersect. And then we're going to snip off these just so we don't have all that extra bulk. Many of you already know this, but we may have some new people out there that don't know it, so I want to make sure I cover what everybody needs. So we're going to fold on our score lines and burnish really well. Okay, now check your bottom. This one's got a little overhang there. You don't want those to overhang each other, otherwise it's going to give you bulk on the top edge that you don't want. Let me trim just a hair off of this. Better. Okay. So this is going to go in here. Be sure you stay just a tad away from your score line so you'll get a nice fold. And it looks like this one fits just fine. So we'll get some glue on there. Now you can use whatever glue you like. I just prefer the art glitter glue. A lot of people like the score tape, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I like it for album covers and stuff, but I don't use it for my pages because it is so humid in Texas that stuff's just, the glue on it seems to break down and your pages eventually start to pull apart. So that's why I don't use it for the pages. But if you're in an area where it works good for you, that's fine. Whatever works for each person is wonderful. So we're just off of that. It's hard to see blue on blue this. Match that up there. Match this up this side. Make sure I can close it. That's good. So we can burnish it down now. And I got a little glue seeping out here. Get a baby wipe. Got a little overzealous with my glue. So there's that one. That is the one that goes on the this one. Oh, goes this way. Okay, so there's that one. Next we have this one. I believe this was the right side. Yeah, this is the inside right cover. And it is 12 by 8 7/8. So it goes on the inside of the right hand side. Does that make sense? Okay. Take that off again. So with your 12 at the top, like that, you're going to score, I have it written down here, it's 6. It's an even one. I wrote it on each one so I don't have to keep going over and looking at my computer. So that one will be folded in half. Make sure your corners match up, and we will go back and round some of these corners. I'm just gonna, let me get this back over here real quick for a second so I can burnish this. Okay, so we're going to open it up like this. And it has a small pocket. And it goes right on this outside edge. And it just lays flush on all 3 sides. Well, actually it doesn't. This is the one that has 2 little 1-inch strips. And I cut these 1-inch strips just the same length as this. So it is 2.5 by 1, and we're going to score them in half at 1/2. Putting this back in place so I've got a smooth surface to work on. Okay, so we're going to fold these. And I like to take my scissors and from the fold just snip just a tiny bit off, just to make sure you don't have any overhang when you put it up underneath there, because this is going to give you just a little extra room to put your embellishments or your inserts in the pockets. Just like that. So we're going to put glue on these. And with the fold on the outside edge, I'm going to match these up. And if it is too long, you can always trim it off before you glue it down. And it should work just fine. Same way on this side. With your folded edge towards the outside, just match it up with the bottom and the top. And burnish it down. Okay, so now we want to apply glue to both of these tabs. Along this bottom edge just a tiny bit. And we're going to match it up with this outside edge. Make sure it's lined up with the edge of your cardstock. And that is that one. Make sure I don't have any glue sticking out there. Okay, that is this one. One more insert. And this is the one that is for the inside right. And it is 8 7/8 by 10 3/4. And it is going to go in at 10 3/4. And then we have our pocket, which is 3 1/2 by 9 7/8. So we're going to score this piece at 4 3/4. And then our pocket gets scored on all three sides, both short sides and one long side. Okay, let's trim it up. Too far in there. I think maybe I did. Okay, let's get these burnished and check and make sure that it's fitting right before we stick any glue on it. Okay, this one is folded like so. Make sure my edges match. And this is where the pocket goes on this small side. And it goes right in here, and it matches. That makes me so happy. Make sure these don't overlap. I don't know what I keep splashing that's wet on this paper. Just a tiny bit to trim here. Must be my baby wipe. Maybe it's too wet. I had another one out that I was using to clean up some stuff that was wet. Sometimes they're really sopping wet. Okay. Okay, this one is going to line up. Now stay away from your score line, remember. Just inside of it, so that you can still fold this closed. Just like so. Yeah. That'll work. Okay. So that then is this one. So we have those cut and scored, and our pockets made. Now the inserts that I made for the center pocket, I just decided on those this morning because I wanted more in there than just cut-aparts. So I'll give you the measurements on those and the score lines, and then I'll take a break here and start cutting out some pattern paper, and then I'll get back in touch with you. So the first insert I have is 4 by 9, 4 this way and 9, and it is scored at 2.5 and 6. So it's laid in there with the 9, scored at 2.5 and 6, and it's just gonna make a little folder, and I'm gonna make a decorative paper clip to hold it together. But we'll do that together, I think. This one is 8 by 8 and just folded at 3.5 and scored and burnished, and that's going to go in there. And then the last one for that pocket is 12 by 8.25, and with it in at the 12, you're going to score at 3 3/4. And what did I write down? Oh, sorry. Hope you haven't scored yet. With your 8 1/4, we're going to score at 3 3/4. Then we're going to turn it to the 12, and we're going to score at 2 1/4 and 8 1/4. Now this is my game plan. I'm going to cut up on this first score line from the bottom to where it intersects the next one. And then I'm going to cut on this score line and take that square out. Now I save all these little pieces like that because you never know when you can use them for mats, or sometimes when you're cutting small pieces to fill in a small area, you might be able to use that, so I don't throw it away. But you may do as you wish, because it's yours. And we're going to cut down on this one and take this square out as well. Okay. Now let's fold and burnish on this line. And make sure you get it straight. It should match your score lines all the way across. We don't want any overhang out here. I want it to be flush. Out. Okay, now this is actually going to come this way towards the front. This one will fold up to make a sort of a policy envelope, and this will be the flap that folds down. Let me fold it this way first. And I can see that this was not trimmed up close enough. That's why that doesn't want to fold down very good, so I'm just going to take just a hair off of it. Just a smidge. That should help. So this one folds up, and this one folds down. And they just barely meet. And I am going to make 2 of the little circles with a string to hold this together. But when you open it, then you'll have extra photo space here. I thought that was kind of a neat idea. So there you go. That's what's going to go on your inside pocket, and we'll embellish those together and make our closures and stuff. Alright, so let me put this back on the inside, and we'll save those till later. Now I am going to cut out some design paper. See what those will fit in there nice. And then we'll have this little one in here as well. That'll be cool. Okay, I'm going to cut out my design paper, and I'll be back with you shortly. Okay, I have my pieces cut and inked for the inside of the folio base, which I have all cut out and put together. I'm going to start with the center first. I'm going to push these little pieces aside. I did add a piece to the center. I decided that I wanted a flap up here at the top in the center, just a small flap. So I cut a piece that is 5 by 6, and I did add it to the cut sheet. And with a 6 at the top, you'll score it at a half. And I've marked the center because I'm not very good at that. So I marked center of this piece here and this piece here, so that I can make sure, because I want it to be the center of this when I put these down. So let me take these off of here. And I'm just going to add some glue to it. And we're going to put that right at the top in the center. Now I've inked everything with the edges with, I think, frayed burlap. I had to look and make sure which one I used. And where's my center mark? It's right there. Ooh, I just don't have enough room. It's right there. So I want to match it up with the top edge. Right there. That should be about right. If it's a hair off, just can't worry about it. But that's close enough. Boy, it don't look center to me. Heck no, that ain't center. There's center of that. Well, that's what I've got. It doesn't look center to me. I guess maybe it is. I may have been looking at it wrong. Let me see before I leave it. Where's my ruler? Here. Let me measure these edges. That's just a little over an inch. And that's 1 1/4 inches, so I need to go a little bit to my left. Should have done that in the first place and just measured it. That's 1 1/4 inches. And I went just a little too far. Let me come back just a hair. That ought to be close enough. Before my glue dries out. It's not quite 1 1/4 inches. That's close enough. I don't think I can get it any more perfect. Make sure it's even at the top here. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so what I cut down one of the cut-aparts, and I'm going to put that at the top. It has this spot down here at the bottom. I don't know what that is, but I don't like it. It looks dirty. So I am going to glue that down, but I'm going to put a little tuck spot at the bottom, and I made it long enough so that it would cover that yellowish. It almost looks like a stain. I don't know what it's supposed to be. Make sure I get it straight on here. Just a hair over to the right. There we go. And, well, wouldn't I drop everything in the floor? Okay. Now let's see if this is my, I've got pieces everywhere. This is my little pocket piece. Move this out of the way. I want to use my little mini, that might not be the right one. Yeah, I think I want this deeper one. Yeah, this one goes with that. I had 2 pieces cut. Alright, so that's going to go there, but I want to put just a little tiny notch in it. So I am going to put this at, let me see, how long is it? Just, it's like 4 7/8. So I'm going to go 2.5. That's a little more than center, so I'm going to back it up just a hair and punch a notch in that. And let me get my ink out here. Now the ones that are white, I did not go around them with the ink. I did one small scrap just to check it, and I felt like it made it look dirty, so I didn't do that to it. So that will go down at the bottom, and that'll just make a little tuck spot, and it covers that, whatever that mark is. And we're just leaving a little tiny border of the navy blue to show all the way around. So this makes a really cute little journaling spot. And then when you flip it up, I have a photo mat cut for here. And then this paper with the stars, and I could actually trim that down a little bit more, and then another faux pocket at the bottom. So let's put that in and do a little notch in it as well. So just a little shy of 2.5. Does that look about center? I think so. Close enough, huh? I love that little mini punch board. I've used the first one I had was the original that came out, and I used it and used it and used it, and it finally quit punching. So then I bought the party board, so that's the big one I have now. I've had it for quite a few years, and I don't seem to use it as much as I did in the beginning. Okay, so let's glue this down. Roxy hair. That's what you get when you have dogs that shed, right? And this is just the cream or off-white artisan cardstock for the mat. And let me see if I need to trim this any. Yes. And I'm just going to snip some off with my scissors. Hope I get it straight. and go over it with the ink. Yeah, that's better, but I got off a little bit right here. Let me snip a little more off right there. It's better. Okay, so we can glue that down along the edge. Oops. I intended to have this tutorial done before now, but got so many things going on, different projects in the works. So I'm going to try to stick with this one and not get distracted so that I can get it done for you guys. And then this little pocket will go at the bottom. And of course, you're just going to glue the two sides in the bottom. The notch edge stays open. I know you all know that, but just in case there's beginners watching, I want to make sure that they understand, because we all start out new, and I don't want to leave anybody out. Okay, now for the base in the center. Get my tools back over here so I don't have to dig for them. Let's get these three. Stick them in this pocket over here out of the way. And this one goes over here. Now these are going to go in the center. And here's my game plan. I want this in the center. The blue on each side. But I felt like this blue kind of melted into the background, so I cut a strip of, but I don't think I really need it now that I've added the flap. What do y'all think? Should I add that in there? Well, let me see, and then my pocket is right here. Let's see if I like it all together. Let's see if I like it better without. No, I like it better with. I'm going to keep it. Okay. So let's get some ink on this little strip. When I first laid it out, I thought because of all the blue in the plaid that it was kind of melting into the base, the Navy Blue Artisan, and that's why I cut this little strip. Then after that, I added the flap, so I wasn't sure if I still needed this or not, but I think I do. Oops. Put it over just a little bit. And make sure this is still going to fold. Yes. That'll be fine. Okay. Now I'm going to put these side pieces down first. And if I need to trim anything, it's easier to trim the large piece and not these little ones. They're hard to hang on to trim just a smidge off of them. So I'm going to put this just inside the score line. Just like so. And the other side. Gosh, I didn't look to make sure I was still in frame. Yep, I think you can see it okay. I need a little bit more glue on the end of that. I can see that right now. Just inside. this score line. Kind of hard to see this navy blue. Little scissors, here they are. I'll take just a snip off of that, it's just a hair too long. And put a little bit, another dot of glue under it. I guess I didn't get glue down to the end. There we go. And this will go in the center. And I don't need to trim it. Good. I am glad of that. Now this pocket that's in the center, here at the bottom of this section, it is going to have several inserts. And I have not cut any of the papers for them, but we'll go back and do the inserts last, after we get all our pieces glued down and our pullouts finished. So there's that. Now I hope it looks center when this is closed. Looks pretty good, doesn't it? Yippity-doo-dah. Okay, now we can do our pocket. In my pocket, I want to do the same way as I did these little things. Only thing is, this little punch board won't go through this piece and this piece at the same time. So I am going to put this in at 2 inches and punch it. I'm going to turn it around, and that's with your flaps folded under now. 2 inches. And I'm going to punch it again. Now this one needs to be less than 2 inches so that we have a border. So I'm going to pull it back just 1 mark from 2 and punch it. And turn it over and do the other side. And see if that leaves me a border, hopefully. Yes. Once we cut that out, that should be fine. So then we have to go into, where's my little fiskers? Right here. I have to get out the little fiskers. And I'm going to let, this is the one that has the wire in it so you can see where the cutting guide is. We're going to lay it even with the bottom of this channel and this channel and just cut out the center section. I'm sure many of you have done this before, but like I said before, there can always be new people that haven't done it, so I want to make sure they understand. So, and if you don't get it exactly perfect, you can trim it with your scissors. Now you'll feel when you get to that cutout. Oops, I went a little far on that side. And trim it with my scissors. But it isn't going to show anyway because we have the mat. There's that. So that makes that notch. And I've got a little nub right there that I don't like. Okay, and we're going to do the same thing on the chicken wire. It's kind of hard to see on the navy. There's that one. Okay, lay it down in the notch. And just cut straight across. Yeah, I felt it give when it went through the notch. Okay, so we took that out. So we should be good. All we gotta do is ink this one. pieces off of here. It's still got a little nub there. I don't like this little piece right there. It's bugging me. Okay, I think we're okay. So we need some glue on this. And we're going to glue this down so it leaves a little border. Actually, it's not perfectly straight. It's better. Okay, now we can put our pocket in. So we'll fold these 3 pieces under, put some glue on them, and stick it down. I've been working on my next design team project for Country Craft Creations. That's what's taken me so long. I get sidetracked. And then I already had another project I was working on too, and I was doing a couple of swaps, so it's just the time gets away from you when you got so many things going on. Okay, so let's line this up at the bottom. Make sure the sides are even. Let me look at my bottom here. Yep, that looks good. So let's give it a good burnish. And I like to put a clothespin on the bottom just for a few seconds because of the extra thickness where the corner comes in, you know. It's a little bit up from the edge, but it'll be okay. So let's move to the right hand side. These are going to go here. As soon as I get the clothespins off, I'll stick them in here for now. Let's move to the right hand side. This paper clip off. It was holding the stuff on the other side and I haven't inked it yet. This is going to go in the pocket. And it's already inked, so we can glue it down. I'll make sure I stay in frame where y'all can see what I'm doing. Sometimes it's hard to stay in frame. Make sure this is even. No, it's not. It's not wanting to slide. And I'm going to take just a smidge off of the bottom of this. It'll help it slide in a little bit more. it won't want to do that on me. A little bit more ink on it. This artisan sticks down pretty quick. It was grabbing on the inside of the pocket and didn't want to slide for me because it was tight. So I took just a tiny little hair off of it, and that should help. Okay, better. And then I have two cut aparts that are going to go on here. Actually, one cut apart and a piece of the design paper. I love this red barnwood. Thought it was so pretty. Put this one at the top. Now, I'm not going to leave this open for a tuck spot because I'm going to have a paper clip in here, and this is, I don't think this is the one I'm going to use, but we'll make our embellishments later. But I'll have embellishments on there, and they'll just be held with a paper clip or a binder clip or some sort of thing. Okay, takes care of that. Okay, they should be okay now. And I've got to cut strips for in here. That'll be 7/8 wide by 8 7/8. So for the outside of this pocket, I must have had something else cut. And I don't see what it was. This is going to go inside the pocket. I don't know why I have this here. I'll have to rethink what I was doing, but yeah, that's definitely for inside the pocket. So let's glue that down while we're here. We can, oh wait, I didn't ink this yet. Goodness. And I just told you a minute ago that I hadn't inked the outside pieces yet. Get busy jabbering and forget what I'm doing. Alright, now glue. And this will slide in the pocket. Just shy of the edge. We just want a little bit left out here to show. Perfect. Let me get my hand up under it. Stick this inside the pocket because I honestly don't remember what my intentions were with that, because apparently in moving it around from side to side and place to place, I misplaced something. But it's no biggie because I can always cut something new. So let's go to the left side. This is going to go at the top. I cut this for the bottom. And I had thought, I think I'll leave it as a tuck spot. Maybe put a little bookmark or something in there. I have inked it. I guess I should put a little notch in it like the other ones, huh? This is 3, so we'll punch a notch at 1.5. A little bit more ink on there. Okay, so let's glue this down. Okay, next thing we have is this little small piece at the bottom, and we're going to put that down, and it'll leave us a little tuck spot like all the others, but it won't add any bulk to it because I didn't have a 1/2" area to turn under on the sides and the bottom, and I'm trying to avoid the bulk that I had in the first one so that it closes a little tighter. Okay, so there's that. We can put a little bookmark or some type of little embellishment under there. Now I have several pieces cut for up here, but I don't think I need the navy blue one. I think it's a little too much. So I have this, I don't know what you call this trim, but I thought it would be pretty at the top. So I'm just going to cut off the excess here. And I'm going to put a little piece of score tape to hold it in place. Just right across it on the back, so I can attach it to the lighter blue. And I should check and see if I like it better on the navy or the lighter blue. I can put it on here and trim this down, or put it on the lighter. And I think I like it on the lighter one because we've got the light colored flowers in there. So let me get this backing off. And put some glue on here. And that'll give us a photo mat. Put some glue in here to make sure those stay where I got them. Okay. I'm going to put this down on the mat. So, and give it a good press. Make sure this trim doesn't make it right up. And then we'll attach it at the top, and that'll give us a little photo mat. Put this up. Let's see, about like so. And I think I need more glue right here. Looks like it's kind of reared up in the air a little bit. And that way you can tuck a picture up under there because it's loose. Now on the first one I did not put paper on this one, but I may on this one, just depends on how much I have. Oh, let's go back and attach these little things, these little cut aparts. I'm not going to put glue at the top because it's going to have some overhang. Well, not very much. I can put it over here. Just don't want to get it at the very corner because I don't want it to glue my pocket shut. So that is going to be there. Little Dairy Farmer magazine from 1927. There's that. And then this one says Farm Journal, and it's got a chicken on it. The first one I just put on navy blue, and this one I did a double matte of navy blue and the wine color. And it's just going to overlap a little bit, kind of at an angle. I don't need to leave them open as a tuck spot since I've got a pocket, and I've got a tuck spot here and a tuck spot here. So we've got plenty there. Okay, let's close this and close this. And here is our outside. And what is this? Oh, you know what? Do I have another piece of this? I just figured out what I had planned for over here. And they didn't get inked. We can go back and do this now. I knew I had something planned. I had these for the top and the bottom. Let me ink them real quick and we'll glue that down. And then we'll do the outside of the left. Sometimes when you're doing something like this and you get a lot of pieces cut ahead, and it might be a while before you get back to putting them in place, and then you have to stop and think, oh gosh, what was my plan here? I know I had something on my mind. Okay, so let's glue these down, one at the top and one at the bottom. And these, I think, are just 1 inch. And when I do something like this, I cut my smaller pieces first, and then cut my larger pieces to fit. For me, it's easier that way than trying to put little skinny pieces back in the trimmer and trim them up. And because if your large one doesn't fit, you can always trim it to make it fit where you want it to go. And for me, it's harder to hang on to these little tiny ones in the trimmer and make them go straight. Sometimes they want to wiggle on you and then you think they're straight and they're not. Okay, there's that one. And this should go right in here. Yep. There we go. And this is the cream color or antique white. I'm not sure what Tammy calls it, but all of the cardstock I'm using is Artisan. Okay. I just really like that cardstock. It is so nice to work with. I scoot it down just a hair. Oops. There we go. And that takes care of that one. And then we'll have some embellishments, and I'll make a binder clip, something like this one, to go in here and hold down our embellishments. But it's not going to be this one because this is too bulky. Although I like it, it's just too bulky. Okay, so let's go back to the outside. On the left, we have the chicken wire. And I think that's all. Yeah, I just had the 2 pieces cut for out here. I haven't decided yet what I'm going to put on the back. But I been going through my ribbon trying to decide what kind of a closure or what ribbon I wanted to use, because I don't have enough of that blue like I used on the Georgia Blue. I have enough for a small album, but not to wrap around this entire thing. And that was just something that came in my surprise box that I ordered. Not this most recent time, but the one before. I didn't get in this last one, I missed it. I hated that, but you know, everybody can't get one. And it wasn't my turn. I did get one last time, and oh gosh, it was so worth it. There's so much in one of them. I've probably made 5 or 6 albums just out of the stuff that came in that surprise box. Well, it's not very long. This will go on the outside of that. Open it out so I can get a good burnish on these two. Okay. There is that. Now I do want to attach my ribbon. And I have decided on this cream color that I had in my stash. I think it's really pretty. So I am going to measure, and I need more glue right there. I can see that because of that lightweight cardstock, so I'll do that before I add the ribbon, but I'll go ahead and show you how I'm going to do it. The height is 8'9", so I'm going to mark 4.5 over here. Where did I go with my pencil? Oh, here it is. I just sharpened the pencil. 4.5 and 4.5. So I am going to add more glue to these edges here just to make sure they're laying flat. They're kind of up a little bit, I can see from the lightweight cardstock being under there. Apparently I didn't get enough glue on them. But I have my center line, and I'll just use score tape to attach it across the back before I put any paper down, and leave probably 12 inches on each side to tie it with. Okay, I will go ahead and glue this and let that have time to set up, and I'll cut some more pieces for the pullouts, and then I'll be back. Alright, thanks guys. Okay, let's put together the insert that goes on. Whoops. I had it attached with a paper clip and it got kind of stuck there. Don't want to tear it. There we go. It goes on the insert that goes on the inside left pocket. So it will actually, I did attach my ribbon to the folio. It will go in this pocket right here on the left side. So I have 2 pieces of, and we'll go back and embellish this later, but I just want to get the pieces laid out. So we have the cream and the Kraft cardstock, and they're just going to go together like so. And we'll, like I said before, we'll go back and embellish these later. I will put a little bit of the ink on these two. I just don't like it on the cream and the white. Don't know why, but I don't. For me, somehow it just seems to make it look kind of dingy. Okay, so there's that. So we can glue those down. And the cream colored. Okay. And this one. Darn it. Get it together here, Bobbie. There we go. Make sure I stay away from that score line. And I hope I'm in frame. I hope. I try my best. Okay, there's how it goes. And then we'll add our embellishments later. How does that go on? Okay. So we have this piece here. I believe it goes like that. And then we have this piece. And this piece. And this is going to go in the middle. With this little trim. And I thought that was pretty. Don't know what I had in mind for this. I'll figure it out. It may pop up. So let me ink these. I know I haven't inked them yet. And I just thought of something else I want to do with this trim before I glue it down. A treatment I did on another one of the folders. And I will show you here in just a second, as soon as I ink these real quick. Get that ribbon out real quick. The other folder that I did it on, I put, where it at? Here it is. I put this on another piece of trim, and it has a bow on it. And I don't want to put a bow on this one though, because it goes inside the fold out, and I don't want it to get tore up. I'm going to, if I can find the slot, run a piece of ribbon through here just for the added color. And let's hope it comes out right. Come on through there, little filler. I don't have wide enough ribbon to fill up the whole center of it, but I thought this looked real pretty with it anyway. So I'm just going to weave this in and out. Oops. Oh goodness. Nimble fingers here this morning. Twist. I think it's twisting on me. With that. There we go. Okay, dry throat there. Get a quick drink. Okay. That should help. Okay, let me get it centered straight. And I think that'll help a lot to put that across there. So let me cut this, scissors, oh, right in front of me. So I'm going to put just a dot of glue up under here where I want this. So I can get a center on the glue before I turn it over. And I'll put a little piece of score tape on the back to hold the ribbon in place. And I can trim off what I don't need. My glue's leaking there. I just put a little bit more in it a while ago. I must have spilled it on the edge, I think. Don't have enough fingernails here to do this with. I have to keep them trimmed short or they break off. My nails have never been pretty ones that just never had them. Okay, I can trim these off. The excess that I don't need. I think that'll look pretty in there. Okay, so let's glue this down. Glue peeling off of me everywhere. Looks like I'm losing my skin, but it's art glitter glue. There's that. I'll glue this one down in the center. Could have cut this one a little bit longer, but I'm going to use it because I am. I think it's fine. And then these two. Roll it back up. And this piece. See if that's going to fit. Yep. That isn't straight on there. Oh my goodness. It could have been better. But I gotta go with it now. I can't tear it apart. I think it'll be fine. Oh, I'm way off the beam there. There we go. Now you'll have a little tuck spot under here. So there is that. And we'll re-burnish it. Okay, there's one. Let me stick it inside. Well, I'm not going to put it in the pocket because we still have embellishments to do. I'll just lay it over here. Okay, and then here's the next one. Now this one has that same treatment I just showed you. And that is this one. This one went on the inside, I think the inside of the right side, I believe. Let me look. Yes, this is the one that goes inside of the right side here. I thought it was. Have to make sure, so I tell you right. So, let's start with this one. And we'll ink it, and I've done the same treatment. The only thing, and I did leave it loose for a belly band, but I did tie a bow on it. And I don't, did I ink it? I don't think so. So that'll take care of the two inside pockets. And then we've just got the 2 outside pockets left to do, and our embellishments, of course. Plenty of glue on there, make sure that sticks down. Okay, that is going to go here. Just like that. Now let's turn it over. And this one will have photo mats and a paper clip type assembly to hold it down. I've got to finish cutting my papers for the other 2 pullouts, so I'll have to take one more break to do that, and I'll try to get all my embellishment pieces out so we can finish up next go round. But we're getting there. We're in the home stretch anyway. You just want to make sure as you put these together that you don't put too many embellishments that are too bulky, especially if it's the portion that has to go inside your pocket. Alright, now we have this piece for here. And this little strip of brown, and this is going to go in the pocket, and this is going to go out here, so it'll kind of give us a continuation like a booklet. I get more ink on my fingernails, I think, than I get on the paper. My fingernails always look discolored from all these brown inks. Okay, and this piece. I don't ink very heavily, but you certainly can if you want to, if that's your preference. I just like the white edges to disappear. Let me put this over here with the other one. So we will put these pieces down, and then I'll finish cutting my pieces for the outside inserts. I'm going to try to get this wound up today so that when my design team package comes tomorrow, I'll be ready for it. I like to stay on top of it and not get behind. It bugs me. This one has drove me crazy thinking everybody was waiting on the tutorial because I've had so many comments. And I don't like to make people wait on me. And then this is going to go right in here. Just like that. I'm bedding this one right up to it because of the fold. But we're going to have a space in between the two, so I think it works out fine. And this one goes inside the pocket. Coax it in here a little bit. Oops, glue. Oh gosh, that bottle is leaking. Got it all over me. Let me get a wet baby wipe real quick. Maybe I didn't get the lid on it tight. I sure got it all over me. I'll wipe it off, and then I'll do some glue bottle surgery here in a minute. Okay, this one is going to be the boot print. And then we'll take care of the matting for the two pull-outs that go on the inside. And like I said, I'll cut the pieces. I've got some of them already cut, but I'll finish cutting the pieces for the outside pull-outs and get my embellishment supplies together so we can finish up. And there's that. I always like to make sure my corners are down really good. Okay, there's that one. That is the inside of the left. Okay, going to take a break here, get the rest of those papers cut out, do a little glue bottle surgery, and I'll be back shortly. Okay, let's go ahead and do the outside edges of the two front covers, the pull-outs I should say, what shows from the front. And what I have cut out so far is just for the outside edges of the front covers. And I wanted to double mat so that it kind of sets it apart from the blue. Same thing I did with the Georgia Blue one. So I'm going to put the burgundy down first. Make sure I don't have glue all over me. And I did round the corners on the outside edges with the We Are Memory Keepers. But you know, I'm having trouble with that 1/2 inch rounder. It doesn't want to punch it out straight, and I had to go back and repunch it with this little, whoops, it's full of papers, this little cheapy one I've got from one of the craft stores. I've had this thing for years, oh my gosh, forever. But it was leaving a rough edge on it, and I don't know why it's doing that. And I had emptied it and everything, and it's still doing that. And then the embellishments I have for this one is just the bluebell, the state flower, and I'm going to leave it open at the top so that you can tuck something behind it. And this is the outside edge. So I want to glue that down. I don't want to leave too much loose because I don't want it to be flapping in the wind and get tore. So I'm going to, glue it like that, kind of a little bit at an angle, so it's loose where you can put something up there, a little tag or bookmark or whatever. And then this one I'm going to glue on the side right here, and I'm going to leave the hat open. And it just says howdy. Howdy from Texas. Probably should have put some blue behind that. But I like it. I think it looks okay. So that's the outside of that one. Now on the left hand side, and I'll go ahead and cut papers for the rest of this, and we'll do that together. But I wanted to go ahead and do this so that my pieces don't get all strewed around. Oh, look what I did. How stupid of me. I put those down too early. Let me get those off of there. Oh my goodness. Bobbie, what are you doing? I didn't put my design paper down, guys. Why didn't you holler at me and tell me? Jeez. What a goofhead I am today. Get ready to go to the other side and there lays my design paper. What a goofball I can be. Probably some of you were yelling, no, don't do that yet. I'll blame you, because that was goofy. I've done dumber stuff, though, I'll tell you that. There we go, that's much better. At least it covered up my mistake, too. There we go. Goodness gracious, can't believe I did that. What a nerd I can be sometimes. But it's fixed. Now I'll glue it again. Goodness. I'm glad I didn't remember an hour later. I wouldn't have got it off of there. Now that shows up much better, doesn't it? Yes. Much better. And this one will show up better too. Goodness, what a crazy girl. Okay, and it's just barely going to overlap. There we go. Clothespin it for a few seconds. Till it sets up. Okay, now I can lay that aside. Goodness gracious, I tell you. Okay, so we have burgundy on this side also. Lovely noise, isn't it? Scratch, scratch, scratch. There we go. And then the designer paper. Let's do that this time. And the quilted paper will go on here next. just have 2 strips of one of the navy and one of the burgundy or wine, whatever it's called. And I'm just going to put that behind my embellishments just to kind of break up the busyness of this quilted design. I'm going to put this one here. And I'm going to offset the burgundy just a little bit. About like that. Make sure I got it straight. Okay, now I have this embellishment that looks like a belt buckle. I thought that was so cool, and I want that up near the top, and it already has pop dots on it. I'm going to add a little art glitter glue to it to make sure it doesn't come up. I just want that at the top, like so. Is it straight? I think so. I hope so. And then I have the shotgun, and I have the longhorn steer. With the shotgun like that, so the steer doesn't completely cover him. Okay, let's put the shotgun down next. Press him down, make sure that's where I want him. Yeah, I think he looks fine there. And then we'll put the longhorn steer. These are just stickers that I had in my stash, and I put them on some white artisan cardstock just to give them some strength so they're not so flimsy. There is the Wild Wild West, or the Wild West it says. Okay, and I have the state of Texas right here. The seal of the state, I guess, is what it is. Put that down here on the corner, sort of. I'm not going to put any flowers on this one. I'm going to put the star over here. Got to stop and think where I had them planned out to put them. I think I'll put it right here. The Star of Texas. And then my cowboy hat's going to go right over here. And it's got a pop dot on it. Right there. My whittle hat. So that's the front. Kind of got a glare on it, doesn't it? And then, of course, we've got more embellishing to do here. But I will go ahead and get the rest of my pieces cut out. I thought, well, I better go back and just show them the front of those two pieces, since I've already got them cut out. And then, when the album is closed, this is what you will see on the cover. It'll overlap about like that. Isn't that pretty? I just love red, white, and blue together. I think it's so pretty. Alright, I'll go cut the rest of my papers and I'll be back shortly. Okay, for the outside pocket on the left side, the one that shows from the front, I've cut my pieces for the inside and the back. And I am just going to adhere this piece down, and I'm going to leave it fairly plain because it goes inside the pocket. And I don't want a bunch of stuff that's going to get caught. You can add photos or journaling spots, whatever you might like. And I'm just going to keep it the barbed wire. I really like that barbed wire paper. I think it's cool. Just leave a little margin. These papers are so pretty. I don't know how old this frontier line is, but it's really, really pretty. Okay, on the inside, I have the barbed wire again right here. And we're going to put a couple photo mats in here. And I went ahead and cut the photo mats for this so we won't have to go back and embellish this one later. What did I do with them? Oh, I left them over here. I just cut out 2 pieces of the Kraft and the Cream just to make photo mats. And I just left a really small, well, not really small, but a fairly small border around them. And I thought I'd put it on the diagonal just to give it a little more interest, not make it look so planned out. And there's this one. So let's glue this one down. Now, I did not use my place photo here stamp because somebody might want to journal in them. You know, and if I do that, then it's already designated, so I'm going to put that one on the angle like that. Gosh, I hope I'm in frame. Let me move up a little bit to make sure. And then we'll angle this one the other way just a little bit. Darn, it's going to overlap. Let me take that glue off of there. Where's my little powder tool? That'll keep it from sticking. Be a little margin on the bottom. I don't want it overhanging. So there's that. Make sure this stays open. Okay. And then I want to find an embellishment for that. I'll think of something. Okay, this goes in the pocket. Got the horses on it. kind of hard to stick down now because I got all the embellishments on the outside. That was my fault. I should have done that after I did the inside. And then this Kraft is going to go on here. Keep it away from that fold. Okay. Now I'm going to put these two in here, but I'm going to let them overhang the pocket because I think that's cool. Like that. And still put photo mats and what have you in there. Journaling spots. Oops. I may got that a bit much. Yeah, I got glue on it. So I'm not going to press it down all the way to the side. Just on the pocket. Now I have these little stamps cut out, so I'm going to use them over here. Just to, but I want to make sure that this is not stuck. It's just at the bottom, so that you can stick a picture under it. And this one's going to go down here. Like this one. Oops. Goof. Put glue on the rock on his head. So we'll open up this one a little bit. Like that. I'm taking a cow and a chicken. Okay, so that is that insert. Done. Oops, let's put it in here. It's one to catch my little stickers. There we go. There's the front. And then here's, oh, this goes in my first one. Oh, it's right here. This is going to go in here. Of course, we still need to embellish it. There it goes. So that will go in there like that, and they're pretty. Oh my gosh, I love it. So there's those two. And then we have this one already done. Alright guys, we're going to make a couple embellishments here, and then we'll do the fourth pull out, and then I'll finish up making some photo mats and stuff on my own, and I'll come back and show you what I finished up doing on the walkthrough, because I think from then on it's pretty self-explanatory. But this is a piece that is 1 3/4 by 6, and I've just flagged both ends, and you want to fold it so it's not completely straight. You want it to be offset, like so. And then your paper clip can go inside of it. Now you can either put it inside like this, or I've got inky hands, I've been inking these. Put this one like that. And then I dyed some burlap with a stamp pad, and I'm just going to cut it down to size. I hope it's dry. That's how I got my hands so blue. I think maybe it's that, and I want to fray it around the edges a little bit. Pull a couple of these out and loosen that up. So it looks like a little patch. And I'm just going to put that on there with some hot glue. Just a tiny bit of hot glue. But I know it'll fit because it's the right size. Alright, so there's that. And these two. Now we have our outside piece yet to do. And I will be back shortly in just a little bit as I cut some more papers. Okay? Greenery. So let me snip it off about so. I just want it to hang off the edge a little bit. Like so. And then we'll add our flowers in here. I'm going to put this white one on here. And this red one off to the side, and kind of tuck it underneath. Although, you know what, I don't think I need it. I think I'll just put the rest of the greenery over there. Pull this strand out. Let me trim this up. And I'll put a little glue on the bottom of this and stick it up under the white flower. And I've got a little tiny blue one somewhere. What did I do with? There he is. And I'll put a little dot of glue over here and stick this little blue flower in there. A little blue rose. Now you can take and tie twine around it if you want to, or you can leave it as is. I'm going to tie some around it so I can make a bow across the front. Probably should have done that earlier, but oh well, I didn't. See if I can get a knot in it. I do have ink everywhere, don't I? I just realized how much was on my fingers. And then I'll trim this off. And that'll fit on one of the pages as a little embellishment. It's not hard at all to make them. So there's one. The other one, let me get rid of this, and I've got ink everywhere. Let me get a baby wipe real quick because I'm getting it everywhere. Let me turn this air conditioner off, you won't be able to hear. Get this ink off of this. Good thing I've got a glass mat. Okay, I don't know how much I can get off my fingers. And then I have this little tag that I wanted to use. This was in my stash. And I just tied a ribbon through the hole. I punched the hole, tied the ribbon through it, and I wrapped a little piece of greenery around it. And I thought about putting this here and maybe this one. But I don't know that I need all that, you know. I think maybe the little white flower will be enough with these two red ones. And I think that's pretty, but I do need another little piece of greenery. Let me get that. Couldn't hardly get it to separate. I'm going to cut it like that so I can use it in two pieces. And I'm going to put this up under this one so I can tack the ribbon down here so it'll quit flailing all over the place. And I'll put the greenery up under there too. Oops, I'm pushing on the wrong little nozzle. I hate the way these things leak, but they do. There's a piece of greenery there. I want the other piece, strings everywhere. I want the other piece to come around, like so. So I'm going to put it up under here. So I'm going to have it go the other direction, like that. And I want my ribbon stuck there. My little white flower. And then I'll attach that with either a paper clip or a little clothespin. So that's two of the embellishments. And then, let me get rid of this heat gun. Okay. And let's put this last. I just took these pieces of burlap, just for your information, so you'll know. They were kind of a off-white color, and I just smushed them in some ink pads. That's why my fingers are pink and blue, and I just turned it upside down on the ink pad and smushed it around until I got it the color I wanted it. Alright, so this is the last one, the fourth one. So this is going to go down on this side. And I haven't inked this one yet. I don't think I've inked any of them on this page. These go together really, really quickly. that floral. And then on the inside, yeah, this is the one that shows from the front. So then we've got the inside to do. And I've got to punch this. It goes this way. And these three little pieces. I'm just using scraps for all of this, so when you get ready to make yours, just kind of lay it out where it's eye-pleasing to you. It's not a specific set measurement, really. I just took scraps that was wide enough for the page and put three together that I liked. And oh, I didn't punch this bottom corner. I got to do that. And the top one here. Let me put a little bit more ink on this corner since I just punched it. And I'm only punching one corner because this edge is not punched, and it bugs me to have a round punched edge on a square corner. I don't know why, but it does. I guess it's my OCD coming into play, but that drives me crazy. Silly things bother different people. Okay. And this is going to slide in this pocket. Oh, and I think I said earlier that my spines were, the spine pieces I needed to cut were 7/8 by 8 7/8, but they're not. They're, the spines are only 3/4 inch, they're not an inch. So you'll only need to make them 5/8. There's that. And this piece, I still got to go through my stash and dig out some buttons and stuff that I want to use in various places, and I'm not exactly sure what all I've got. Every time I go through it, I find something I forgot I had. So it's like Christmas all over again. There's that. Now I'm going to put this piece down first. Because it's going to go completely down. See what I mean about smushing it into red ink? Turn my bone folder pink. And this is just going to overlap that just by a little. And then this one will go at the bottom and it will overlap as well. And that's the end of our 4 pullouts. We've made the base, all the pockets and flaps, and the 4 pullouts, and 2 embellishments. There you go. Okay, so that's the last of the 4 pullouts. So I am going to finish making some photo mats and different things. And then I will come back with a final walkthrough and show you the finished project. Alright, thanks a lot guys for watching, and I'll see you soon. Bye.